Hey guys, I wanted to do this video. I wanted to get back on here and I wanted to talk a lot about cats. The thing is, I've taken some breaks from what I put up as far as cat stuff just because this is all really, really painful to me. Um, you have to understand that this has never been a job. This has always been what I found to be my mission, my reason in life. And I would always tell people that I'll do this until I'm 80 years old. I don't see a part where I'm like, oh, I've worked long enough and I can retire. It just was never something in my mindset. Um, so having this go on, I mean, it has such a harsh reality to me where I may never be able to do what I did again. And I don't think I'm being arrogant in saying that I was damn good at that. Um, I'm not willing to give up that easy. But the fact is there's no platform for what I was actually doing because the system is broken. There's so much wrong with it. And right now, within this small little circle, after 21 years of dedication, there's people who their job is to answer the phone if someone calls about me and tell people that I don't know what I'm talking about, that I'm lying, that I'm misinforming people. Which, again, if you don't know that that's painful to me, then you don't understand how much this is all meant to me. That this isn't something I've done vaguely. This isn't something that I dabbled in. This is something that I was meant to do. And cancer stopped me from doing that. So, you're protecting an organization that doesn't protect people, doesn't protect animals that are the reason why this exists. I just want to talk about some things here because what I have to do now for me and for these cats out here, my only way of contributing is to pass forward the knowledge that I've obtained over all of these years of being part of, what we were able to do. There's so much that you learn, so much that you know that becomes common knowledge for your person within the shelter organizations, but you're just so handcuffed as far as what you can say, how you can express it, how you phrase it. And now, I really have the ability to say whatever I want to say. Make no mistake about it. I have zero fear of a cease and desist, and I haven't stopped talking since. And I haven't received a court notice, so clearly what I'm saying isn't too false, or I would have received a court notice. But besides the point, I'm not looking to battle with an organization. I'm looking to help cats. That's always been my mission. It's never been like, wait till I go up against them. What? That's never been my life. Everybody who knows what I've done and my genuine passion for what I've done with these cats, I can't imagine how you have this narrative painted where during my cancer treatment, I'm diabolical or vindictive against what? I don't really understand. If it's not genuine, then what is my reason? What is my end game? I don't get it because I don't know it. I struggle very, very heavily with this, and I'll continue to tell you that because I am not going to struggle in silence. I am not going to go away, and if I do, it's going to be kicking and screaming because I've earned my voice, and that's how it's going to go. So I wanted to talk on this as well as clearing some things up as I'm trying to do. I wanted to talk about how we're to solve this homeless cat problem, and the only ways there is to it. Hey, Mo. A little cat activity. We got to stop breeding. We got to stop being so happy about the kittens that were born under the neighbor's shed. We got to stop being so pro my cat had kittens. These people need to start being, I don't want to call for shaming them, but in the same token, they shouldn't be accepted so readily. The cat being left there while we find homes for the kittens and allow the cat to get pregnant again. This is the ridiculous cycle that we're caught in with cats. Dogs aren't just Maybe there are some areas of the country, and there definitely are countries where it does happen, but piles of dogs aren't just being born under people's sheds, under people's decks on a regular basis the way that cats are. I saw a friend post on Facebook, I'm looking for a kitten, and within her comments, there were 6 people that said, I have some kittens. And they weren't working at shelters. They were legitimately just homeowners that had, and some of them said, oh, I think I have some back by the barn if they're still there. And then other people said, oh, my cat's pregnant now. We're going to have. So this is just such a commonplace thing, and it's being painted as so acceptable. And when the filtering system for all of these lives that we're creating is a shelter system that is completely broken, overwhelmed, and at this point not handling it well at all, and only trying to save their own name. They're trying to put stats on paper so they look good. And then whatever ever happens in reality, hey, sorry, look at the stats, can't help you. They're not part of the solution, but they're also opting out of being to blame for it. So, stopping breeding, we have to push for legislation. We have to push for laws. On the small end, like I said, just don't be so accepting of this everywhere that is put. This is the stuff that tortures me, because when I watch a video or, on YouTube or on Instagram or Facebook or, so often you just see a cat outside. You just see, oh, the cat had kittens. Oh, does anyone want one of these? And it's a never-ending cycle of things that so many people have just gotten used to. They've just gotten so used to the sights and sounds of a cat outside that it's such commonplace, and they're pushing it to be more and more of the norm in these organizations that are responsible for thousands upon thousands of cats. And I don't think that the real cat lovers out there are on board with this. I just think it's being painted in a way where no one's noticing. And the people who are choosing not to do anything about it. The people in the shelter organization are handcuffed. And I'm not talking about one specific organization, but AHS very, very much included. So don't get it twisted on how I'm coming across on this. But, the county shelters, they do the same thing. I've heard horror stories from this shelter or that shelter in New Jersey, enough so that I believe the shelter system in New Jersey is broken. The rescues regularly take the friendliest cats out of shelters. They'll get them adopted as fast as possible. A lot of these shelters aren't charging a pull fee, so they're just giving them the cats, and then the rescues are charging $100 and something for all the vetting they've done, which the shelter did, and they got for free. So it's become a money-making organization or a money-making operation for rescues all over the place. Some go down south, get puppies, mom and puppies, and bring them up here. And the hardest adoption out of the whole thing is the mom. The puppies go for way more money than their trip cost them. The shelters in the south are so overburdened that, again, they're giving them away. And then it's a profitable venture. And they're just painted as a rescue. And when people hear rescue, they think this is the salvation for animals, where so many times it's actually facilitating the problem. So a lot of laws and legislation needs to be changed. People need to push for local ordinances to stop breeding, stop owned animals. Maybe we can start on the side of things where if a cat is owned and you're claiming ownership of this cat, it's your responsibility to get this cat fixed. I mean, I don't see how that's hard. I think that's a very doable thing, because if it creates more animals that have to go into an animal shelter, even if it's county run, it costs the county money. It can go back to the numbers that everyone cares so much about, but the end result has to be we do what's best for cats, so it doesn't just triple and quadruple and we have to get shelters to do right by them. So many people who are the best possible thing for cats out there are discouraged because of shelters, because of the way that shelters run. They break these people. They break their hearts. They break their souls. They break every bit of their emotional stability to the point where a lot of them run away. And that's it. And you have some of the best animal caretakers out there who walk away from it because shelters break them. So when the animal's best allies, the animal's best representatives are pushed away, what does that leave them with? We have to demand better. We have to. I've seen too many of them. They've walked, I resigned after they changed their policies and they threw Baby and Sadie outside. That's what they did. Baby and Sadie are outside. That's what they did. And they go on without me. It's as if I never existed. 21 years of being the face of cats in that place, outside of the actual cats. I helped to create an environment there, and the employees that worked under me, I don't want to, even that sounds too aggressive to me. The people I worked with, whether I was a supervisor or whether it was pre-supervisor, but by the end, people followed my lead, and I'm proud of them. I'm beyond proud of them. And it shows people. People will tell me I'm magic or I'm a cat whisperer, I'm this and that. And I'll take the compliments, but in the same token, I always try to tell them it's not about me. It's about them. The cats have trusted me. I didn't make them trust me. I mean, I put forth my efforts and it results in success because I'm genuine. And I've seen so many other genuine people in this shelter system, in that shelter, because it's the only one I worked in, that are just like me. They're fantastic. I could go on and list names, and I'm not going to do it because, again, the people who are still there that I value, I feel are in danger if I start speaking their names. I feel like they'll be frowned upon. My friend Chris, who I can mention, was fantastic, and he learned under me. He was a young kid that I didn't really have the most faith in initially coming in, but I invested my efforts as I continuously did, and he saw something there. He saw a mission that meant something, and he continued in that on his own. That was him. He saw what was being done. He took the reins and he did something with it. And there are cats that are in homes right now because of him. That wouldn't have been. Because I'll tell you, they were standoffish, they were defensive, they were everything that scares people away from cats, and he made them friendly enough to have them have an opportunity to go home, which is what I've pushed for. I mean, we have to do better because that's really the only way. And the other thing that is a constant is animal control. Over my 21 years there, the majority of the animal control officers were drop-off and pick-off ACOs. And I can't say that it's totally to the fault of each one of those ACOs. I think a lot of those ACOs would have applied themselves given the direction to do so. But the problem is that's not in the job title. As a matter of fact, their current ACO, which I had a very close friendship with, she's become part of this problem and facilitating and throwing cats outside. And I can tell you that she is fantastic. That's not her. That's not who she is. That's not what we together fought against for all these years. That's just not it. But I've watched her solve problems. I've watched her completely rid a neighborhood of stray cat problems. And that's not via just eliminating them. That's taking in every one of those cats while on the inside, myself and others worked to get these cats adopted. And as we didn't give up on them and we didn't put them back out on the streets, those numbers were no longer on the streets. She would get every single cat out there that was still there fixed. There's no calls to go back to. I used to be there and get called to the office. Another 8 cats coming in. Oh, what now? Oh, such and such again. Such and such again. There were addresses that would just be visited every year. And there still are some, but within the work of the ACO, you can go up there. You can tell them, I helped you last year. This is what it would have costed. We took away some of that cost. We did this for you. And I'm telling you, if you do it again, I'm going to slam all these charges on you. I'm going to fine you for this. I'm going to fine you for that. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And again, once money talks, once numbers talk, now it starts to make sense. And then people start to go, oh, okay, I'll do it your way. What do you need from me? And it's not finances, but it's cooperation, and in the end, the problem is solved. When we're not cooperating, we're butting heads, we're going up against each other, we're telling people that, oh, no, they don't know what they're talking about. They started, the cat's outside, the length of stay and the quality of life. But we've had decades of success stories of turning cats around. And me, myself, was going to foster these 2 cats. The same guy who you guys have all collectively told me that I was great at this. Whether you're saying that to people now or not is not my problem. But the fact that you've continuously hailed me over 21 years as being great at what I do with cats, and then throwing 2 cats that were going to come into my care and telling people, well, that was what was best for them, I think that's a blatant lie. That's misrepresenting facts, or however you phrased it in your fancy note. But so going forward, this is my outlet. You know, this is where I get to come and hopefully I'm not doing this video to set off a string of videos where I'm going to complain and tell you about all the things that are wrong. What I want to do is I want to offer myself up. I'm offering myself up to people who need advice on cats. People who want to do right by them, whether you're in a shelter anywhere in the country, outside of the country, anywhere. You want to help cats. You have something that you just need advice on, cat-wise. If I can help, I help. I'm not a vet. You know, I can tell you things that I've dealt with, but I will not replace vet care. Vet care is always going to be recommended over any, well, just try this. I'm not going to give you home remedies on fixing anything like that. But if you're interested in doing things right by cats and you're at a standstill and don't know how to go forward, or maybe a little bit of the things I've dealt with can help you, feel free to reach out. DM me, email me, whatever the case is. I'm available all the time. JCat Morris is my name everywhere. I've never really put up like wild names, numbers and stuff. I don't know if that's the right thing to do, but it's what I've always done. My name is my name. You can find me anywhere, you know? So it's my way of being able to continue to do this in any capacity. And it's still not it, but it can be. It can be bigger than anything I've ever done. If we reach the amount of ears and eyes that the internet is capable of, well, then this could be way bigger. We can save millions. We could, I know I've saved thousands within a 21-year span. I don't want to say by myself. So I'll just say in a small building in Forked River. Because it took a lot of help. It took a lot of the right employees around me. There are times where I was by myself, where the staff is complete trash and I just swam through fire until things changed. And we've had amazing people in there that, like I said, I don't consider myself any better than them. I just don't. I believe in who they are. I believe in what they stand for. I believe that their abilities, encouraged, rewarded, amazing things can be accomplished. You can't stop people like that if you actually help them. If you keep pushing against them, eventually something breaks. And it's usually not the people up top. It's a shame. And I'll continue to say the cats deserve better, and so do I. But so do we. So do we, all the shelter employees out there. All the people who are out there just fighting, trying to save the cats that are out front of their house that they don't really have the finances for. The places that have the most leverage on this are doing the least. The people who care the most are just continuing to get dumped on. And something needs to change. Lots needs to change. But I'm here for everybody who's going through that, who's dealing with that and could use either someone to talk to. I can't deal with too many horror stories about cats right now. Like I said, some of these things are not even harmful posts and they take me down. I'm done for hours. I could barely function. But a problem with a hopeful solution, a problem with a team behind it, with the goal of making better, doing better by these cats, solving a problem, and not just band-aiding it. This is how we fix this. This is how together we can do better. And I just need everybody to support. I need everybody's support. This isn't just finances. It's finances for sure, because I don't know what goes on with me. But this is about cats more than it's about me. So the more I can continue to push myself out there and help cats in any way, shape, or form is going to be something that I'm going to push myself towards, and hope that at some point or another, things come back to me and make my situation okay. But for the meantime, mentally, I need to be helping cats. This is what I was put here for. So I'm going to try to put up a lot more content on here, telling stories, talking about cats. Anyone wants advice on things that you want me to just voice on here, I'll gladly talk about it. Like I said, I'm going to really try to up my content on this thing. But that means me putting a lot more of just me unfiltered out there and not overthinking every video that I make, that's me against me. And I'm a tough competitor, guys. You might learn that. Hopefully not. I don't want to compete with anybody, really, and especially me. But here we are. So that's it. I'm going to leave it at that, guys. Longest video I've done to this point of me just yapping. So I think most people are probably tuned out at about 1.5 minutes. Hopefully not. Feedback, like, subscribe, support. Reach out to me if you need. That's the basis of this whole video. But again, I wanted to talk about how I feel things should be in order for us to make this better.